Hi there, welcome to this video. I am Natasha, and first off I'd like to welcome my new subscribers. Thank you for joining, and I hope your time on my channel is time well spent. Today I'm going to do a reading for the month of January of 2019. I will pick one of the enchanted map oracle cards and a tarot card for each week of the month. I have 4 andaras prepared for you to choose from. The first one is the Amber Andara. The second one is the Pink Andara. The third one is the Golden Andara. The fourth one is the Blue Andara. So I will now prepare the reading for those of you who chose the Amber Andara. Okay, these are your cards. I will turn them over. We have one jumping card, but let me begin with this card. We find the card of listening. So that will be the theme for this month, for the month of January. And we find the 9 of Pentacles reversed as a jumping card. And we have the first week of January, the Death card. The second week will be the Justice card. The third week is the Three of Swords. And the last week is the Hanged Man. Wow. This is a heavy reading. I see something coming to an end. But let me begin with this card. The card of listening is about, have you been listening to the people around you? Have you been listening to your own silent voice inside yourself, your intuition, that little voice in the back of your head that tells you not to do a certain thing or to do something? Did you listen to your intuition? Do you hear the harmony in life, or are you oblivious to that? Because this listening is not just listening to the sounds in the world around you, but this is listening in a deeper sense. This is listening to intuition. This is listening to the ebb and flow of the universe, of life itself, of the patterns in life, and your own contribution in there, and the interactions between you and your environment. And it means that you are attuned, that you're fine-tuned to the finer energies and finer vibrations that are around you in the universe. Because I get the strong feeling that you ignored your intuition, that you ignored that silent voice that is in the back of your head that warns you or aids you. I think you missed something. You didn't listen quite well enough. You probably didn't listen to the people around you or to yourself. You weren't aware of certain patterns that are evident in your life, and then this happens, because what I see here is a very heavy major occurrence. We find 3 major arcanas. The Three of Swords isn't a happy card either, and we have the Nine of Pentacles. And usually the Nine of Pentacles is about abundance, about knowing how to create abundance for yourself, knowing how to handle your earthly matters in such a way that you can make sure that your own needs are met, and that you can experience abundance in the free flow of energy and material energy in the form of money. But this card is reversed, so something's got locked up, something got stuck, something got frozen. Maybe you have a feeling of lack, maybe you have a feeling that you're always short of something, short of time, short of money, short of chances, opportunities, short of resources, people around you that can help you. You are in the lack state of mind, where you can only see what you don't have instead of what you do have, and therefore you don't see the abundance that you have. And when you believe that you are in lack, that is what the world will reflect to you, because the world is much like a mirror to what you send out. So you are definitely being counterintuitive. You are going against the flow of things in life, and that yields friction, that yields strife, that yields pain, that yields struggle. And we find the Death card. Now this card can mean several things, and I'm inclined to draw an extra card to clarify this one. But at least as far as I can see now, it means something is coming to an end. That could mean a relationship, that could mean a job, but it can also mean that this way of thinking comes to an end. But I'm not so sure if that is actually the case. But before I draw an extra card, let me continue on with this card. We find the Justice card. And the Justice card, I always look at it as karmic. It is impartial. It is neutral. Whether it punishes you or rewards you, justice is totally impartial. So it's not about revenge. It's not about punishing out of frustration or anger or things like that. That is more like the dynamic of what you sow is what you reap. And that is very neutral in itself. The outcome is totally dependent on your own actions. So that is again enforcing the message from these two cards. You are sowing things that are not working out for you. And therefore you will reap bitter fruits, things that do not go well in your life. The Three of Swords is about many things, but mostly about disappointment or a broken heart. The ending of your dreams. You may have had dreams that you now see that you won't be able to fulfill, or it could mean quite literally the ending of a relationship as well. And I am inclined to think this is about a relationship. I already mentioned about listening to the people around you and constantly looking at what you don't have, so you're not appreciating what you have. And if you do that in a relationship, your partner is not feeling appreciated, is not feeling loved, and that could lead to the ending of your relationship, because there's nothing in it for your partner. And that will be the quite impartial result of your own actions. So this is pretty much, you can read them together with the Justice card. this is the result. You've sown something and this is what you reap. So you really need to look at what am I putting out there, because that is what will come back to you. And this card, the Hanged Man, tells me what I just told you. You need to look inside yourself to see what am I putting out there. You need to do some introspection. You need to take a moment to look at what happened in your life, what went wrong, and this reading can help you with that, because this is already a very big hint to what went wrong. So what you will do in the 4th week is you will come to a moment that you think, you know what, I need to take a step back. Whether you do it because you feel you need to do it, or maybe you were even forced to do it. You need to look at how you influence the results that come to you in life. It means introspection. It means putting your life on hold. It means not rushing into the next relationship. It means staying single for a while. Start to learn to live with yourself and look at yourself and look at the world as if it were a mirror. Look inside yourself to see the wisdom inside yourself so that you can put it out there, and you will get that wisdom reflected back to you according to the law of justice. Now, I said I wanted to draw an extra card. I will do that, but I have to say I really think this is about a love relationship, or maybe even a partnership. In any way, it's about a relational matter. Whether it was a friendship, a partnership, a business relationship, or a love relationship, but something went wrong in that relationship. You probably were a bit too critical of the other party. You probably were not really listening or hearing what they were trying to tell you, and that inevitably leads to the ending of a relationship, because there is no reciprocity, and that usually makes that people don't want to hang out anymore. So the 1st week you will see something end, and this will be the reason why. And in the 2nd week you will maybe see how it works, that whatever you put in there is what you put out. You cannot expect to put poison in and to get perfume out. So that means that this is the result of your own actions. The 3rd week of January will probably be about grieving. Maybe you do realize what went wrong, or maybe you're just grieving the loss of something, the loss of your dreams, the loss of this partnership, the loss of this relationship. Anyhow, I think that you will feel compelled, or maybe even forced, to put your life on hold and rethink what went wrong in this interaction. Now, because I said that I would do it, I will keep my word and draw an extra card for the Death card to clarify, but I already think I know what is going on. I see the one coming out. It's 6 of Pentacles. It's coming sideways, so it can be either upright or reversed, but the 6 of Pentacles is about the dynamic of giving and receiving, about generosity, about being able to share your own wealth with the people around you. And I suppose this was a relationship where, like I said, the reciprocity wasn't there. So you were either only receiving or you were either only giving. And that unbalances, like, this person is holding scales. I hope you can see it because the cards are rather detailed. This person is holding scales and the balance is out of whack. So there isn't a healthy balance of giving and receiving. So that is also the dynamic, and that stems from probably your feeling of lack. So you probably were inclined to take more than give. And again, you apparently didn't hear what was being said or what was being communicated to you, and also you didn't go within to hear your inner voice say that there's always enough. And sometimes, whenever you give things energy, they become bigger. So if you feel lack and you think every day, oh, I don't have this, I have shortage of that, and I wish I had that, you are literally making the lack bigger and bigger by enforcing it every day with your thoughts and your actions. And that becomes a spiral, and possibly you can lose control over it. So this is a dynamic that may surface in the month of January. Now you can think that this is a disastrous message, that is bad news, and of course it's not something to be enjoyed, but most important lessons and gifts are disguised as terrible experiences. Look through the superficial going-ons. Look within yourself and the inner voice, and if you do that and you're honest with yourself, you see that you needed this experience. And it may take a while because this card is in the 4th week of January, while the actual parting of ways happens in the 1st week of January. So that means that it certainly does take you a couple of weeks before you are ready to look within and see what your own contribution to the situation was. And this wisdom that you will gain in this 4th week may make it possible for you to never have to do this again. And whenever you are beginning to do this and ignoring the inner voice, you may be alerted. You may feel, hey, am I doing the same thing as I did before? Because you now have the wisdom, and that's why you needed this lesson. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you like this video, please leave a like, share and comment. You can also become a Patreon and get access to exclusive material and a discount on my personal readings. You can also find me on Facebook. I have a Facebook group there, and I love for you to join. If you want a personal reading, you can contact me. My email address is in the description box below. If you don't want that but like to see more of my videos, you can subscribe and click the bell icon to get notified whenever I upload a new video. I wish you an amazing day. Be blessed. Bye! For those of you who chose the pink andara, this will be the reading for the month of January for you. So these are your cards for the month of January, each for every week, and a theme card. And the theme card of January for you is the sad embrace. And the 1st week of January we find the 9 of Wands. The second week we find the Three of Wands. The fourth week we find the Eight of Cups. And the last week of January we find the Two of Swords. So I can see you kind of entertaining two thoughts in your mind, two ways of going about this month. The first card we find is Sad Embrace. And sad embrace can be about missing someone, something, someplace, about melancholic feelings, about being homesick to something. This can also very much apply to starseeds who feel totally displaced in this world and have a continuous feeling of homesick to the place where they originate from. This can mean that you miss someone who has passed on. This can also mean that you feel lonely and vulnerable and wish there was someone there to protect you and hold you and protect you from the world. You feel these feelings are very common among starseeds and also among light workers who usually feel pretty overwhelmed by this world, and they sometimes don't even feel up to the task, and it makes you feel small. This person is in the fetal position. They wish they could hide themselves and lock themselves up in a room full of pillows and chocolate milk and things like that, and just not be there for a moment. And it's good to feel those feelings. It's good to allow those feelings, because if you don't allow these feelings, they become a boiling pot inside you, and where they eventually will result in sickness, physical illnesses even. So I feel that this feeling is very strong. Either you miss someone, something, someplace that you feel a bit homesick to, or you feel just alone and vulnerable very much. And that feeling makes you kind of defensive. You feel vulnerable in a very harsh world, and it makes you feel defensive. You're on the lookout because you're expecting an attack every moment, and you are not willing to give up what you have already accomplished. So you're quite wary and vigilant and on the defense. Like this character in this card, it perched itself up a hill to look down upon the attackers, quote unquote, that are coming. So you kind of possibly even walling yourself off. You feel the need to protect yourself from the world around you because of this feeling of vulnerability. But at the same time, you must move forward, because the place where you are in right now is not leading you anywhere. You have to do something. Either you have to return and take your losses, or you can go forward and take the leap. And maybe you discover that you have wings when you take the leap. But also again, that feels so scary. But let me tell you, if you look at this character, you see that there are wings. They are very transparent and they look very, very fragile. But I bet you they are strong enough to carry you. You are very much making plans, but are you taking the leap? Possibly the next week, because here we see the Eight of Cups. We see an emotional detachment. I see you moving away from a certain way of feeling, a certain way of looking on things in your life, and that can mean that you just leave your emotional baggage behind, but it can also mean that you literally leave a situation that is very cumbersome. So there is going to change. There is a change coming. And I bet you that the plans were made in the second week and the actions in the third week of January. But then you find yourself in a situation that you cannot oversee. Which way should I go? Should I go left? Should I go right? Which is the right direction? You don't know. You cannot oversee the consequences of any choice that you are making, but you have to choose. And that you cannot not choose. Life continues, so you're going with the flow. It's like a river with two streams. The water is flowing, and you are on your raft on the water. And all you can do is decide the direction that you're flowing. Are you flowing left or flowing right? If you don't, you end up crashing your raft into a tree or a land or whatever is in the stream. So you need to make a choice, but you have no clue, no way of knowing where it goes. So all you can do when you find yourself in this situation is feel your way through it. Feel your way, look inside. Imagine how will I feel if I choose the left route? What feelings does it invoke? Does it make me feel tense? Or does it make me feel joyful? And test it out that way. You can even use other ways of finding out what is the most optimal choice for you. One of them is the muscle test. Then you hold two fingers together and you push them together strongly, like you are holding on to something very, very tightly. Imagine that you are going either one way or the other way. Pick one of your choices and then put your hands under your fingers and pull them apart like this. If you feel that you can easily pull them apart, then that choice is not the best choice for you. But if it takes a lot of effort and you won't be able to really separate your fingers, then that would be the right choice to make. That is the best advice that I can give you in a situation like this. And there are other ways to feel your way through such decisions. So to recapitulate, the first week you feel very much inclined because of your vulnerability and your loneliness and your feeling of debasement, that you have to defend yourself and you have to wall yourself up against any negative influence that might or may not happen. But the second week you realize that you need to go on. If you want to go somewhere, you have to take steps, you have to move, you have to plan. And that's indeed what you will be doing in the second week. And at the third week, I can see you take action on it. And I can see you leave a situation that is an emotional burden for you. And you could either physically leave the situation, or it could mean that you kind of take your emotions and say, you know what? It's not helping me in this particular situation. So I'll throw it out. I don't need these emotions anymore. And whenever I feel that kind of emotion coming up in myself, I can correct myself and say, you know what, that belongs to the past. I don't need it anymore right now, and choose another thought. So I see you doing that in the 3rd week of January. And then the 4th week, you are being confronted with a choice that you cannot oversee. So you have to feel your way through it. Make a blind choice. But you will get there, especially if you use the advice from this reading. You will get through the first month of 2019. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you like this video, please leave a like, share and comment. You can also become a patron and get access to exclusive material and a discount on my personal readings. I also have a Facebook group that I love to see you join there. If you want a personal reading, you can contact me. My email address is in the description box below. If you don't want that but like to see more of my videos, you can subscribe and click the bell icon to get notified whenever I upload a new video. I wish you an amazing day. Be blessed. Bye. And for those of you who chose the golden andara, this will be your reading for the month of January. So these are your cards for the month of January. This card is the theme card of this month and it's the Field of Dreams. Wonderful card. The first week of January we find the 5 of Swords. The second week we find the 8 of Cups. The third week we find the 3 of Wands. And the fourth week we find the 6 of Pentacles. This is a wonderful reading. This reading in general tells me that you are taking control of your life in the month of January. You have a lot of dreams, a lot of ideas that you want to see to come to fruition. You have literally plenty of ideas, and I suspect you won't be able to execute all of them, but you do have them, and you can do whatever you like. You can choose from any of these dreams or a couple of these dreams. You can go so many directions. You can do so many things, and you know it. These are talents or original ideas that you have. You possibly are very, very creative and imaginative. And you could be even an inventor or some kind. So there's so many things that you can do with your life. All you need to do is choose and dedicate yourself to something. But there's so many ideas, so many choices. It may even overwhelm you, and you will find yourself having choice stress. So that makes you freeze up when you need to make a choice and you can't choose at all. So that may be the biggest challenge possibly for you, is that you have to pick at least one of them. Because if you want to try to bring all of them to fruition, not all of them might make it, because you won't have the directive energy to focus on all of them. Because focus means that you focus in on a certain detail or one aspect. So, and then you can bring that to fruition. But you know what? You can park all your ideas and you pick them one by one in the order that you like. And possibly new ideas get added because you're very creative. You have a very creative and imaginative mind. And, you know, you can get somewhere because the ideas are plentiful. I really like this card. What I see in general quickly is that you are leaving behind a situation of strife, a situation of conflict, ongoing conflict. It may be a person or a job or someone in your family, a relationship, a friendship even, but a business venture, but something in your life keeps bringing you this fight, this struggle, this strife. Continuously you have to prove yourself, you have to test yourself, you have to fight your way through to get where you want. And I can totally get that you get tired from that. And since it's not changing, this is becoming an unhealthy dynamic that robs you of your creative energy. It robs you of your peace of mind. It robs you of your happiness. So I can clearly understand why this 8 of Cups happens in the second week of January. You finally decided that you've had enough. You are not putting up with this anymore. You are leaving the situation behind, leaving all the toxic emotions that come with this card behind. Because you want to start over, you want to make something of your dreams, and that's not going to work if you have to fight every inch, every step of the way. So I believe that you are making an extremely good decision in the second week of January to leave behind a toxic situation, a situation that drags you into a struggle and a fight that you are definitely not very interested in anymore. And then the world opens up to you. There's so many things that you can do, so many options, so many choices. So you are in the third week making plans for the rest of your life. You are making plans on how to get one or more of your dreams to fruition. What steps do you need to take? You are planning for the future, and you are kind of strategizing on how to bring your ideas to fruition and where you want to go. And let me tell you, in the fourth week of January, you will find someone that will help you. You will find some aid, possibly in a financial way, but at least, or a sponsor, but it is very healthy. You can see I would almost say a steady flow of income happening as the result of your ideas, the result of your plans and actions. Maybe you get a sponsorship, maybe you get a contract. I feel that you may be a very creative, artistic person, and that you can get a contract for illustrating or making paintings or writing books or things like that. And the money will come. You will be rewarded for leaving behind this heavily burdened and toxic situation, opening up the world for you to discover and to bring your dreams to fruition. And you will be helped. You will receive funds, you will receive money, you will receive aid, and in such a way that you will be able to give your creative ideas as a gift to the world. So this is an amazing reading. I really see you taking your life into your own hands, taking control of your own destiny with the plentiful ideas that you have. You take them out, you plan, you strategize, you take the leap, and you find that there is someone that catches you and someone that helps you to grow these ideas into tangible projects. And so you will be able to return this generosity that you're receiving here to the world. You can pay it forward then. So this is an amazing reading. You are making an amazing start of the next year, I must say. Really good for you. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you like this video, please leave a like, share and comment. You can also become a patron and get access to exclusive material and a discount on my personal readings. I also have a Facebook group and I love to see you there. So become a member if you want to. For a personal reading, you can contact me. My email address is in the description box below. If you don't want that but like to see more of my videos, you can subscribe and click the bell icon to get notified whenever I upload a new video. I wish you an amazing day. Be blessed. Bye. For those of you who chose the blue andara, this is your reading. So these are your cards. Let me turn them over. This is the theme of the month of January. You find the card of magic prayer. And I've had quite a few jumping cards, so there is definitely an additional and pretty strong message there. First we find the Knight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles is about bringing security, working slowly towards a goal, being careful, being cautious, being responsible, being hardworking, and especially interested in creating a material stable foundation. We also find the two cards, the Knight of Wands and the Magician. And the Knight of Wands is the leadership card, the action card, I should say. It's the person who doesn't stall. Whenever something must be done, the Knight of Wands goes out and does it. With verve, with energy, with power, with fire, with passion. He cannot be stopped. If he wants something done, he cannot be stopped. He will do it one way or the other. And we find the card of the Magician. And the card of the Magician is the ability to harness all four elements inside yourself to create and manifest the world around you through the assertion of the inner aspects of the four elements, if you can still follow me. The four elements, we have the Pentacles, which is your body, the physical aspect. We have the Cups, which is the emotional aspect. We have the Swords, which is the intellectual aspect. And then we have the Wands, and they are the creative aspect. And if you can harness all these aspects in yourself and bring them into alignment, so if you can bring your emotions and your creative energy and your intellect, your way of approach, your logical thinking in harmony with your actions, the physical aspect, you will be able to create whatever it is that you set your mind to. And this Knight of Wands is an unstoppable force. So what I can see here is that you have a strong connection with a spiritual world, either with God in a religious form, or maybe more in an eclectic form or a shamanistic way. You know how to focus your mind and address the unseen elements, the unseen spirits of the other realm, the other world. And with that, you are making slow progress, but very concise and unstoppable anyway. So you have the ability to literally, whenever you focus and you pray and set your mind to it and work slowly towards the goal and bring these four elements that I described into harmony with each other, you are an unstoppable force and there's nothing you cannot accomplish. That is the first thing. Now we can go to the 4 weeks of the month of January. The first week we find the Hermit. The second week we find the Hierophant. The third week we find the Eight of Wands. And the fourth week we find the Four of Cups. Amazing, amazing, because what I see in this reading is that you are using these powers that you have to gain wisdom. The first week of January, I see yourself kind of retracting from the world, kind of cocooning, locking yourself up in your house, not going out, and take some time for introspection. Look within yourself. What are your motivations? What are the lessons that you've learned? What wisdom can you find in yourself that you can bring out and use as a lantern to light the way for others? And that's exactly what I see you do in the second week of January. You will be the one who guides people with the difficult aspects in their life. So you may be a light worker or a healer or a therapist that use your own experience and your own ability to manifest, to teach others how to realize their life and how to deal with the ethical and moral questions of life. You are an example. You can lead because you've gone the way yourself. So you lead from experience, very much because of the hermit that is there. And you will be able to set things in motions where happenings might follow up in a very quick succession of events. The third week will be a hectic one. A lot of things will be happening and none of them will have a conclusive outcome. So there's a lot of things that are being set into motion without knowing or being able to manifest physically yet. So you don't know what's going to happen. This person is blowing these seeds into the wind. That is exactly what happens, but no one knows where these seeds will land and if they will be able to sprout a new flower. So a lot of things are being set into motion, but the outcome is inconclusive. And the fourth week I see you take a little rest. You take a moment for yourself to look inside yourself, to look back onto your own actions. It can also mean that you feel a bit depressed about not having a direct result on your actions yet. It can also mean that you feel that you've missed something, that you need to recapitulate whatever you did the last few weeks to see if you did something wrong. It's a moment of introspection, but I got to warn you, don't go in too deep because the world goes on. You can get stuck in this introspective way of thinking where you are no longer open for input from the world outside, and that means that you may miss very important things. So there is a balance to be found here about being introspective and still be open for feedback from the world, because this card generally means that you reject whatever comes from the outside. So there may be a good reason for that, but it can also mean that it's not justified, and that's more a feeling that you should not indulge in, because it will have repercussions later on. So all in all, this is a very powerful reading. You have very strong talents to manifest and to work towards your goals, and you are literally unstoppable. And you also have that fine balance where you know when to retreat and to look inside and to gather the wisdom that you need to be able to advise others and to be a shining light on the life path of other people. And this uncertainty, I believe that's something you have trouble dealing with. Putting things in motion, not knowing what the results will be, can make you insecure, can make you feel depressed, can make you doubt yourself, can make you wonder if you did everything right. don't go too deep into these feelings, because whatever you focus on, you enlarge, you give energy to, and you make it stronger. So it's good to look back and to see, did I cover everything? And if you did, and you can still not see a definitive outcome, just accept that certain things need to grow, certain things need time. And don't close yourself off from feedback from outside, from other people around you, or maybe even from your guides or your intuition. So you are also doing an amazing job in the first month of January, and it looks quite good to me, if I have to say. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you like this video, please leave a like, share and comment. You can also become a Patreon and get access to exclusive material and a discount on my personal readings. I also have a Facebook group and I love to see you there, so if you want to become a member, you're always welcome. For a personal reading, you can contact me. My email address is in the description box below. If you don't want that but like to see more of my videos, you can subscribe and click the bell icon to get notified whenever I upload a new video. I wish you an amazing day. Be blessed. Bye!